Game, typically the dress rehearsal for the teams. What's one thing you're looking for tonight?
No injuries.
Yes.
Want the Saints to get out healthy. And then I think Drew Brees, look, he hasn't played any this preseason. That's normal, as we saw that last year. He missed the first two. But just show me that you're still the 39-year-old that we know can sling it and go out there. I think that's what I'm looking for.
I think he'll show that he is still in prime condition. All right, let's bring the special teams. Their teams have been adjusting all offseason to the new kickoff rules, and we may see some unique strategies employed by teams in the first 3 weeks of the regular season. Andrew rejoins us to break down what exactly those changes are, the kickoffs.
This is Kamara, their outstanding rookie, and look out here. Kamara's off to the races, across the 50, and he will take it to the house, 106 yards for Alvin Kamara.
The start of every NFL game will have a dramatically different look this fall, but it could actually be for the better and lead to more returns from Alvin Kamara like this.
So here's some of the biggest differences that you'll notice with NFL kickoffs this fall. No longer are you going to be able to overload. One side is the kicking team. 5 players are going to be on either side of the ball, but one of the changes that might have the greatest impact as far as player safety is there's going to be no more running start. Players are going to be aligned with the football, and they can't even move until the kicker has made contact. Next, at least 8 players are going to be moved inside this 15-yard setup zone, leaving only 3 returners deep. So another twist, that setup area is going to become a no-blocking zone prior to the ball hitting the ground or being touched. And if it lands in the end zone without anyone touching it, it's automatically a touchback. Lastly, there will be no more wedge blocking. You're not going to see players in 2 or groups of 3 in unison down the field. Of course, it's going to be a learning curve for everyone over the first few weeks, but Sean Payton actually believes it could lead to a more exciting play on game day.
Andrew?
Hey, Ricardo. Yeah, the next time that you'll see guys like Drew Brees or Alvin Kamara on the field, it's going to be the real thing. So let's get to the highlights and show you how it all went down tonight. This was the closest thing that you're going to get to the real action in the regular season. Number 9 seen his first action of the preseason so far, starting his 18th NFL season. Opening drive for the Saints on 3rd and 5. Brees takes a shot to Ted Ginn, and Derwin James just read it the whole way. The Chargers' first-round pick out of Florida State read it from the get-go. Following drive for the Chargers, Austin Eckler was gashing the Saints on the ground. 7 touches for 54 yards for Eckler on the first drive, but the Saints, who were 13th in red zone defense last year, hold them on 4th and goal, and it remains scoreless. A drive later on a reverse to Travis Benjamin. We see the first flash from Marcus Davenport with the tackle. Look at that, outside containment and showing a little athleticism. Los Angeles would go on to score on the drive to lead 7-0. Next drive for the Saints, showing off a little trickeration. Taysom Hill playing the up back on 4th and 3. We've seen this a lot during training camp, and he gets it done himself. So the drive continues for the Saints on the next play. Brees looking deep off play action. And word of the wise, you don't want to lose Michael Thomas. 27-yard gain puts New Orleans in Chargers territory. Then inside the red zone, Brees swings it out to Kamara, who almost makes it around the edge, but they would end up punching it in one play later. Kamara would. So Saints take an 8-7 lead with a Michael Thomas 2-point conversion. Then to cap off the half, David Onyemata was a force to be dealt with, and he splits the sack with Davenport. So at the break, Saints led by 7. Brees finished the half 7 for 9, 59 yards and 1 INT. Alvin Kamara, meanwhile, had 26 all-purpose yards with 1 score, while Austin Carr actually led the Saints in receiving with 38 yards on 3 receptions. Let's go to the second half highlights. Savage looked solid in relief, but Hill really needed a bounce back after 4 turnovers against the Cardinals, and he cashes in on this 11-yard scamper. He would do it again. The following play on the 2-point conversion, the Saints, every time they scored tonight, they went for at least attempted a 2-point conversion. There you see him showing off the wheels again, breaking the tackle. Saints lead 22-7. Following drive for the Chargers, Geno Smith in relief, taking over for the Bolts, and it's cookies for Marcus Williams. The other Marcus Williams, that is, the dreads and all, and it's catch me if you can. Saints grow their lead to 30-7 after another 2-point conversion, and Hill stays hot. A fastball over the plate to Traquan Smith, tack on 6 more. Hill finished 7 for 8, 1 touchdown by air, 1 by land, including 35 yards on the ground and a QB rating of 140. You heard that right. Big bounce back night for Hill. Saints win it 36-7 in Southern California. It was after the break.
In practice with.
All right, Sean Payton just wrapped up after a 36-7 Saints win. Drew Brees is now live at the podium. We join him now.
There's some guys that have been in the system. All
right, that's Drew Brees live walking off the podium after a Saints 36-7 win. They're now 2-1 on the preseason. As you heard it there, Drew Brees entering his 18th NFL season. He doesn't need too much preseason work in order to be able to get ready for week 1. But it was a bounce back night for the backup quarterbacks in particular. Not only Drew Brees just seeing his first action in the preseason. He was 7 for 9, 59 yards, 1 interception. But particularly Taysom Hill and Tom Savage needed a bounce back night. What did you think of the quarterback play just as a whole?
Yeah, I think they'll help this case out.
No doubt about it. Taysom Hill actually was at the podium right before Drew Brees. We will go to him after we come back from break, as well as Doug Mouton. He will be live in Carson, California. Make sure and stick with us as our Eye on the Black and Gold preseason post-game special moves on.